Hey, welcome. You ever have one of those days or weeks where you feel completely stuck? You've got these huge dreams, right? But just starting feels impossible. Well, today we're going to talk about a super simple psychological trick that is designed to completely shatter that cycle of procrastination. So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about something called the motivation trap. Then I'll show you the magic solution, the 2-minute rule. We'll dig into the real power of just getting started, see how that actually builds a brand new identity, and we'll wrap it all up with a challenge you can literally start today. All right, let's dive right in with part 1, the motivation trap. We're going to uncover the real reason so many of us get stuck, and it all comes down to this flawed idea that we have to wait for some magical burst of inspiration to get going. I mean, does this sound familiar? You have these amazing goals, things you really want to do, but when it comes down to it, there's just zero momentum. That feeling of being stuck is just way more powerful than the desire to start. Trust me, you are not the only one who feels this. The problem isn't your dream. Your dream is probably awesome. The real problem is this belief we all have that we need some kind of lightning bolt of motivation to strike before we can take action. We're all sitting around waiting for this massive wave of inspiration to carry us forward. And here's the kicker. Waiting for motivation is a trap. It's probably the biggest reason people fail before they even start. Because let's be real, motivation is fickle. It comes and goes. You can't build your future on a feeling that might not show up for work tomorrow. What you need is a better system. And that brings us to the solution, the 2-minute rule. It's this surprisingly simple but incredibly powerful key that just unlocks the door to getting started. Okay, so what is it? Popularized by James Clear, the rule is this: whatever new habit you want to start, you have to scale it down so it takes less than 2 minutes to do. That's it. It sounds almost too easy, right? But that's exactly where the magic is. So why on earth does this work? Well, it's pretty fascinating. Our brains are wired to be efficient, which kind of means they're lazy. They want to avoid difficult tasks. So by making the first step laughably easy, we just bypass that resistance. It's so simple, you can't really make an excuse not to do it. It becomes a little gateway into the bigger habit you actually want to build. Okay, so that all sounds good in theory. But what does the power of starting actually look like in the real world, in our day-to-day lives? Let's get practical. This is where it all clicks. So your old goal might have been read a chapter every night. That can feel like a lot. The new 2-minute goal is just read 1 page. Your goal isn't go for a 5K run, it's simply put on my running shoes. You see the shift? We're taking the barrier to entry and just dropping it on the floor. Just think about that running habit. Your only job is to put on your shoes. That's it. Get up, put on your socks, put on your shoes, tie the laces. Boom, you won. You completed your goal for the day. Anything you do after that, that's just a bonus. And this is the heart of it all. The point isn't about the workout itself. The real goal is to master the art of just showing up. You're conquering the single hardest part of any new endeavor, just starting. That's the whole game. It's literally physics, right? Newton's first law of motion, but for human behavior. The 2-minute rule is that tiny little nudge that gets you into motion. And once you're already in your running shoes, standing by the door, chances are pretty high you're going to think, might as well go for a quick jog. Momentum takes over. But this goes so much deeper than just getting stuff done. This is where it gets really interesting. It's about building an entirely new identity for yourself. I want you to think of it like this. Every single time you do your little 2-minute habit, you are casting a vote for the type of person you want to become. These tiny actions are like collecting evidence that you are, in fact, becoming that person. So when you read just 1 page, you're reinforcing the identity, I am a reader. When you put on your running shoes, even if you do nothing else, you are telling yourself, I am the kind of person who doesn't miss workouts. It's these small, consistent wins that slowly start to change the way you see yourself. Your fate isn't sealed by one heroic all-night study session or one marathon. No way. It's shaped by the thousands of tiny decisions you make. The thousands of times you chose to just put on your shoes or just read 1 page, especially when you didn't feel like it. That's what creates real change. Okay, so this brings us to the final and honestly the most important part of this whole thing, your challenge. It's time to take all this information and turn it into real-world action. Please remember this. The name of the game is consistency, not intensity. We fail because we try to be perfect from day one, and then we burn out. It is so much better to do 2 minutes every single day than to do nothing at all. Consistency is the engine. And don't you dare let your brain tell you that 2 minutes is too small to matter. Every skyscraper, every massive achievement, it all starts with one small, seemingly insignificant action. You have to trust that these small beginnings are building something huge. So, I'm going to leave you with this question. Not for tomorrow, not for next week, for today. What is the one thing you want to change? Scale it down to its tiniest 2-minute version. And what is that one habit you are going to start right now?